From Speed raging after being rejected by his date,
I beat in my shit! So many kids wasted on you!
to NPC Miles Morales crashing out when he didn't receive donations.
There's 11,000 people in here, and you guys are not tapping the screen.
Here are the most controversial rises in YouTube history, starting with Tony Zhu, the Chinese salesman behind LC Sign, who became an internet sensation after his ads went too far.
What's up, California? My name is Alex. What's up, Maiden? I'm Oliver. I'm Brian. And I'm Dylan. And together we are...
Gay as f***. You guys are gay as f***. Anyways, we've been making signage for more than 14 years.
But before getting viral, Tony didn't exactly have the most interesting promotions.
A good sign can make your store be seen and remembered, thus promoting your business growth.
Despite getting less than 10,000 views on YouTube, Tony continued posting on other platforms, and in November 2023, he dropped a product demo imitating a British accent that set him up for success.
No matter what kind of business do you have, just print out your poster from us.
Leading him to up his game by trying more accents.
Success is the sum of small efforts. Repeated day in and day out.
And even impersonating a US president.
China, China, I know China very well. I know everybody in China.
Soon enough, his face was all over the news, which he really appreciated.
Tony from LC Sign has gone viral for his hilarious social media video.
Not interested. Now we are in the showroom.
Popularity is second, signs are first. True enough, the signs were his priority as he came up with riskier ways to advertise them.
I have been misgendered 3 times.
Sir, don't worry. We got you, sir.
And while many worried that it could get him canceled, the opposite actually happened. More people bought the signs, and one customer even put up a good review because the product was surprisingly bulletproof. Aside from that, Tony also found himself getting the attention of popular streamers because of his personality.
He's so f***ing funny, man.
And among his new fans is Speed, whose name wouldn't be known if it weren't for his growing list of controversies.
Say if we're the last 2 people on Earth, and we had to reproduce to make the world continue, would you reproduce with me?
No, because that means our kids will have to intertwine, and then their kids, no.
Who gonna stop me?
I will.
Who's gonna stop me?
But while Aiden Ross, the host of the show, stepped in to calm him down, Speed would return later on to drop even worse lines.
Yes, you listen here, you ugly I beat my you every day. I beat my you every day. I beat in my shit. So many kids wasted on you.
With this clip going viral, Speed wasn't able to avoid backlash and even got permanently banned on Twitch. Nevertheless, he kept up his chaotic antics on YouTube instead. But this too would eventually catch up with him, because a day after he hit 9 million subscribers, he would find himself going viral again for another wrong reason. As expected, his mom was not happy about it.
What the f*** is you doing? I didn't know. I thought it was...
Luckily for Speed, YouTube didn't ban his live streaming at that time, but that would change in November 2024 when he jumped over a Lamborghini on his YouTube live stream. That didn't exempt Speed from facing the consequences.
I am banned on YouTube on my main channel. I cannot stream or do anything, guys.
And after the 2-week ban was lifted, Speed continued to have more viral moments during his IRL Southeast Asia tour, which grew him to 30 million subscribers. Since then, he hasn't stopped making headlines. Whether it was donating money to homeless people, practicing kung fu in China, or becoming mayor in Peru for an hour, Speed proved that his persona was celebrated around the world, unlike NPC Miles Morales, whose controversial rise landed him in handcuffs. Before getting to this point, NPC Miles Morales, aka Leaks World, would get famous for reacting to donations as Spider-Man in 2023.
Ooh, first gifter. Welcome to the team.
But what grabbed everyone's attention was the moments he broke character.
Can you tell me what motivates you? Or who motivates you? Your mom.
As time went by, however, this hunger for fame started getting even worse.
There's 11,000 people in here. There's 11,000 people in here, and you guys are not tapping the screen.
Leading fans to get concerned. Yet the tactics still worked, given the video went viral, just like his first breakout moment back when he was still working at Domino's.
5 minutes out there in the rain, and no tip! No tip!
But on August 9th, 2024, his crashing out would reach a pinnacle, which led to a harsh consequence. A month after the incident, however, the TikToker would reveal what really happened.
These are the guys starting shit with everybody. And this is me trying to stop some people from getting jumped. After the fight gets broken up, the guy gets mad at people recording and I try to calm him down. That's when he gets mad at me and tries to steal my stuff, which gets me off. Luckily, some of the people stayed around after to explain what happened, or I would have went to jail. Instead, they ended up letting me go after realizing.
After the incident, NPC Miles Morales began a quiet rebrand, ditching the suit and slowly rebuilding his image. A sharp contrast to 21-year-old JoJo Siwa, whose rebrand backfired almost instantly.
Dream guest on my podcast? Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, let's spice things up. One of my exes.
But before transforming into this vision of herself, 13-year-old JoJo Siwa was all about dancing, rainbows, and oversized bows. Following her appearances in Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition and Dance Moms, JoJo would release her debut single called Boomerang in 2016.
I'ma come back like a boomerang.
From there, JoJo's success only grew as she released more loved hits like Kid in a Candy Shop and Hold the Drama. But around 2021, JoJo would begin shedding the kid star persona with a new identity.
You know, like, my human is my human, and one day if that happens to be a girl, awesome, and if that happens to be a boy, awesome. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. And I found my human, and my human's a girl, and so I was like, all right, now it's time to come out.
Which fans sincerely supported. But that would change 3 years later when she finally dropped her oversized bow. But while JoJo thought that this was a smart pivot,
no one has made this dramatic of a change yet. No one has made, in my generation, this extreme of a switch.
The internet didn't exactly hand out applause. Girl, that ish was traumatizing. You better whip out the ukulele and make an apology video. Following her controversial rebrand, JoJo experienced a significant drop in viewership, nowhere near the billion she pulled in as a kid. Much like the 4 million subscriber animation YouTuber Rocky Raccoon, whose fans turned their backs on him after he turned a twisted kid-friendly content into something no one could defend. Starting his channel in 2017, Rocky would drop his first video animating a known cartoon character, Perry the Platypus. 4 years later, he made an animated and humanized version of the More de Toi meme, gaining more than 2 million views with people praising his talent. But in September 2021, his kid-friendly animations started crossing the line, and as expected, fans were disappointed, forcing Rocky to issue an apology.
I would never ever intend to take advantage of a child's image. I just saw that the Jackal-Post meme was trending, and the Squid Game show is also super trending, and many other channels have shown the doll doing the pose without facing backlash like she's just a doll.
Nevertheless, Rocky doubled down and released more 18+ animations, this time with proper labeling, only for audiences to call him out again. But when Rocky still didn't listen, he slowly lost viewers, getting less than 70,000 views in the past month. Much like the clean girl, real name Stacey Habaker, whose controversial act of kindness took the internet by storm.
Let's clean a random grave. Who do you think is buried here?
Let's clean it and find out.
But before Stacey cleaned graves, she would first go viral in 2023 after scrubbing a McDonald's bathroom for free. And she continued this in different fast food chains like Taco Bell and Wendy's until she took her cleaning supplies to a quieter place.
A woman is buried here, and she has 2 brothers, just like me. I need to make her family proud.
But the internet clearly wasn't. The Dora voice is like icing on the disrespect cake. Still, the video gained more than 150 million views, only fueling Stacey to clean more graves with her signature pink color. But it didn't take the audience long to figure out what her motive was.
All these videos are literally just ads for her trying to sell her pink cleaning product. She doesn't care about what she's doing here, she's just trying to make money.
With people jumping in to criticize the product that she was promoting. The chemicals she uses are also too harsh for the stone she's using. While it may not damage them immediately, it can definitely cause damage over time. After the backlash over her exploitation, Stacey's videos now struggle to reach even a fraction of their former glory. A similar fate followed the Island Boys, real names Alex and Frankie, whose rise to fame started with their infamous freestyle in a pool back in October 2021.
Cause I'm an island boy, and I've been trying to make, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy.
And while this went viral, it wasn't for the reason the twins expected it to be. The fact they're 100% serious makes this ish hilarious, to which even the biggest stars agreed.
I'm speechless. 2 goofballs in the pool.
You know why I'm not speechless?
Why?
Because I'm an island.
Yet the Island Boys rode the momentum, releasing their mocked performance as an official song. But it wasn't enough to change people's minds. Nevertheless, the twins believed otherwise, as they confidently expressed on the Impulsive podcast.
Do you boys feel like you have an inherent musical gift?
Yes, I'm a star. Yeah, we do, but we didn't get it from anybody that we like in our family that we know. Yeah, we're the only ones that are talented in the singing.
They swore they were in it for the long haul, so when George showed them real concern about their future, they snapped.
I think if God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real, I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest it in something, so you guys will never ever be broke again.
George, stop talking. We have multiple.
Wait, that was. Yeah. Hey, that was for you guys.
Yeah,
that wasn't like a hate shot.
I don't need financial advice when I probably make more money than you.
The twins were destined to eat their words, as 7 months later, they had a $150,000 debt, forcing them to stoop to a new low just to get viral again. And as expected, this only accelerated their downfall. Holy-ish, I'm speechless. I feel like these two should be in jail or something, which Frankie didn't hesitate to make a reality in February 2025.
A member of the Island Boys rap group was arrested over the weekend in Southwest Florida. Frankie Venegas is now facing gun and drug charges.
Though he was eventually released, Alex parted ways with him to concentrate on his family life, confirming that the group disbanded. Ultimately, the Island Boys proved that controversy could ruin a career, unlike Belle Delphine, who took advantage of it to fuel hers, launching a bizarre product that broke the internet in July 2019.
Rise up, Gamer Boys. It's time to get your Gamer Girl bathwater.
But while the $30 bathwater sold out in 3 days, it also flooded her with backlash. Despite the product's financial success, Belle would be banned from Instagram shortly after because of her suggestive content. Nevertheless, her viral stunts only escalated from there. She would promise to post on an adult website if one of her Instagram posts reached a certain number of likes, and when it did, people only got shocked with what they watched. But while many laughed off Belle's trolling, some actually felt betrayed, pushing Belle to disappear for 3 months. Her anticipated return, however, came with an announcement that she was arrested for vandalizing the car of the girl who stole her hamster. But a year later, when her arrest was brought up on a podcast in October 2020, Belle had an interesting revelation.
It was fake. So now that I was arrested, I needed to think of a crime that wouldn't make people actually hate me. So I was thinking, okay, what does everyone collectively love? Animals. So if I do something bad, like on behalf of animals, people won't be like, she did a crime. Everyone will be like, yes.
True enough, she took advantage of the clout and pivoted to OF, where she was reportedly making $1.2 million a month, which is significantly less than the earnings of OF model Sophie Rain, who had been controversial after revealing just how much she was making a year.
$4 million in a month? Yeah.
Back in 2023, Sophie Rain would launch an OF and TikTok account where she would post her content. And in just a year, not only did her social media following grow, but also her profit. And as expected, people weren't happy. Nevertheless, Sophie doubled down the following month, teaming up with Aisha Sophie to launch the Bob House, an influencer mansion where she lived with 8 other OF models. Despite the early success, however, they soon came under fire for collaborating with underage Piper Raquel. And while the backlash mounted, Sophie only climbed higher, raking in $50 million in net profit by February 2025. And when asked a month later how she kept going despite the hate, this was her response.
I'm very strong. I have a very close relationship with my church. And I love God. Like I believe that he will forgive your sins for anything, and I think that he's happy that I'm successful.
Only for people not to buy it. Much like what eventually happened to 7-figure fitness coach Ashton Hall's controversial morning routine. Posted on X in March 2025, this routine quickly went viral for its unusual process, which involved mouth taping, ice baths, and wiping the face with a banana peel. Now at first, the advice could have been 100% legit, given that Ashton was someone who built that success from nothing.
In high school, I was that kid
that was the least likely to succeed. If we could throw that in a yearbook, I won.
But that backstory wasn't enough to distract people from the obvious attempt at trolling the internet.
He goes to his computer to work. If you look closely, there isn't a reflection in his eyes, meaning the computer is off and he isn't actually talking to anyone. Because when he jumps in the pool, and you can see the time change from 7:36 a.m. to 7:40, which means he stays in the air for 4 whole minutes.
But while this marketing stunt worked, he continued making headlines when an influencer leaked what looked like Ashton's eviction notice. Since his apartment was where he filmed his routines, people quickly made a joke out of it. But while this was immediately debunked, the broke accusations stayed after people discovered that Ashton allegedly failed to pay for merchandise production. Despite the allegations, however, Ashton stayed silent and focused on his routines, even as they turned into a running joke, with Logan Paul joining in and Penguin Zero pointing out what was going on.
The whole idea behind them is to get people engaged where they make a comment insulting him or making a joke about him, so that way it drives up the views, they share it with their friends so they can all collectively point and laugh at him.
Making Ashton's controversial rise one of the most talked about in YouTube history.